Let me get some volume.
For your table, right? Hard for the nigga to stabilize. When did you learn to do it yourself instead of waiting for somebody to save your life? Food for the fire, your bitch ass was born to expire. First to the last, worst to the peasants to fill this class. Living with another man's foot in your ass. Turn around like this when you give it up, bitch. Let them live it up, rich get rich. Smart for the camera, let them take your
Ladies and gentlemen, the So What Morning Show back in the building. Another heater is on deck. Mondays, July the 21st, 2014. I'm excited because we have an incredible revolutionary topic going on today. So let me just get right to it. As is commonplace, I got to do the community empowerment. I just want you guys to support businesses that are black owned. You know, and I'm not a racist. I'm not on to that. But I just think black people need to start getting their own, doing for themselves, having their own, defining themselves, regain power of the social narrative out there by, you know, working together. It's believed that we don't do that. So that's what this is about. So with that said, right to it. Real Men Don't Play, Bobby Glanton-Smith. A collection of interviews of highly respected men whose accomplishments can be traced to their unwillingness to compromise their values, principles, commitment to family, and to themselves, by our good friend, Bobby Glanton-Smith. Go to realmendon'tplay.com immediately. Go to my website, IamZoeWilliams.com, and purchase a copy of my book, The Rebirth of Seeds. I'm running low, so come. You got to get yours now, because I can't seem to find a PDF file to maybe send to the printers and the publishers and create more. So it's probably going to be a while. So I'm running low. You better get yours now before it's all over. Get at me ASAP at IamZoeWilliams.com. Do you have a picture of The Rebirth of Seeds? Can you show that to them really quickly? IamZoeWilliams.com is the website. Go get your copy right now. Again, my good friend, my co-host, Dr. Mark Goulston. Just listen. The book is incredible. It's listening, the most important part of communication. If you don't get it, you don't get it. You know, you got to listen. This book will show you how to do it. Dr. Mark G. Very, very, very important that you support the movement. Also, there's a book as it pertains to this topic. I need you to go get it. The Way of the Superior Man, a spiritual guide to mastering the challenges of women, work, and sexual desires, by David Deida. The Way of the Superior Man, a spiritual guide to mastering the challenges of women, work, and sexual desires. Now that books are out of the way, let's get to my first community empowerment guest, Veronica Conway, Black Mastery. Hey, how are you?
Good.
All right, let's talk really quickly. Why is Black Mastery important? Why am I so hung up on it? Can you explain that to people?
Because you know as well as I do that we've been under a psychological warfare assault for many, many, many years. And we're being hypnotized by the mass media to our detriment. Wow. And so that keeps us complacent and disconnected. And so this is a program to help reverse that. Wow.
And like I said, it's been crack cocaine for me in NLP form ever since I've been introduced to it. Like I said, I have my kids on it. I got them listening to it. Speaking of that, my son finished summer school with 2 Bs. He made up some grades, and he has a different focus and a different mindset because I really got him on this religiously. Again, give me 3 bullet points that make this a significant get for anybody. Blackmastery.com.
Well, I just think if you want to change the game, I cannot tell you how many stories I've heard of people who have literally changed their whole life. They've found the right relationship, they've gotten the right job, they've made more money. I mean, if you know that you're in your own way, then this is the thing for you.
Right. Subconsciously. I mean, narrated by Iyanla Vanzant. What is it? 9 different modules, right, that you listen to for 20 minutes a day, right?
Yeah, everything from busting procrastination, which many of us have. We have a track for that. We have a track for dismantling your most limiting beliefs and inner conflicts. So many people they're stuck on a lot of beliefs about why they can't do it. And I've heard this especially to kind of move into the whole entrepreneurship thing and what you were talking about, Zoe, earlier. A lot of folks that I've talked to that have gotten Black Mastery, that I've done private coaching sessions with, they deeply want to move into entrepreneurship. Wow. And we have to begin to do that in our community. Like you said, if every Black solopreneur hired one person, we could eradicate Black unemployment.
Wow.
If every Black single business owner hired one Black person, we would be completely autonomous from this system. So we can't both sit around and complain about how we're at the effect of the system and still operate inside of it. And entrepreneurship is absolutely the key to shifting that.
So two things. They can contact you at veronicaconway.com, correct?
Or they can go to W2E Bootcamp. That's the letter W, the number 2, the letter E, bootcamp.com.
Absolutely. And they should go to blackmastery.com right now and get blackmastery.com, correct?
Yes.
There
absolutely.
it is. There it is. Thank you, VC. We'll be talking to you shortly. Today's topic is going to be off the charts. Now, another community empowerment business person is coming on right now, courtesy of Uncle Bobby. This brother's name is Frederick L. Woods. He is the president, chief operating officer, and co-founder of Emerge Solutions Group, LLC. Now, this is a very, very important piece of business that we need to support. He's on Skype with us right now. Brother Frederick L. Woods, thank you for tuning into the show. Tell us right now why it's important that everybody listening should support your business, because it is a valuable business to support. Talk to us right now.
Hey, Zoe, thank you so much. And thanks, Bobby, for having me on. Zoe, the reason why we should support us, because we are just taking it on an initiative that I think will make a big change in America. There has been a promise made to our veterans, a promise that has been broken. 636,000 veterans out there are without health care benefits, totaling to some $17.6 billion solution. And our company has taken on an initiative. We've written letters to Secretary Sloan with a solution to solve that problem. So I think that we have a solution. We have the spirit. We have the innovation to solve problems, and particularly this problem, though.
So how do they get in contact with you? Is there a website? Is there an email address? What is it that our listeners have to do to connect with you and get in contact with all of the resources that you have? Hello? Is he there? What happened to my brother?
Okay, we have a website,
okay.
www.emerge. Can you hear me?
Yes, I got you.
www.emerge-sg.com or fwoods@emerge-sg.com.
Emerge Solutions Group. And what you guys provide is help to the veterans in terms of medical insurance and coverage, correct?
No, we are providing the solution so that the veterans out there, the 636,000 veterans that are on a waiting list and that need health care, we have provided a solution to the federal government to make that happen.
There it is. You guys are the conduit to get them the resources that they need in order to get covered. Perfect.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Listen, emergesolutions.com. Get over to their website. Check it out right now. Man, I appreciate you, Brother Woods. Thank you. And again, when there's an opportunity, we would like to have you back on to promote again and again and again and again. Thank you, my friend.
Hey, thanks, Zoe. Thank you so much.
All right. Listen, we're about to take a quick break. When I come back, this room will be filled, and we're going to have a topic that's going to blow your mind that was inspired by none other than Corey Holcomb. Nuts! I'm telling you. So What Mornings, TradioV.com. That's Radio NTV. 855-878-4652 is the number to dial. Get at me. We'll be back at 2.2. Holla!
And one of the greatest tragedies in life is getting to the end of your life and looking back and realizing it was mediocre, and it didn't have to be that way. The number one reason is people are unwilling to listen and care about what's important to the other person. But what if you could be someone who dared to care about everybody in your life? When you're in love, smoke gets in your eyes. But when you're anxious, you talk more than you listen. I asked my wife a month ago, I said, I don't know whether to have an affair or buy a motorcycle. And she said, if you have an affair, I'll kill you. If you get the motorcycle, you'll kill yourself. Go with the bike. So, I don't know if all of you know that my big mission in life is it's a small one. It's healing the world one conversation at a time. Wow. So imagine conversations where people are talking at or over each other right now, and if you could have people talking with each other, it would change the world as we know it. And that's my mission in life. And one of the reasons I wrote Just Listen is if we listen more than we talk, that would change the world. So we're here going to be talking about how men can empower women. And so here's what an empowering conversation looks like. Focus on the future that no one has screwed up yet. Because as soon as you focus on something that's already happened, it's going to be he said, she said, defensive, attacking, all that stuff. So one of the things that men can do is to say to the women in their life, going forward, how can I be a better husband, a better dad, a better man? What do I need to do more of? What do I need to stop doing? And don't, give this olive branch and then get defensive when she says something. Just have her get specific. Say, give me an example so I can see it with my own eyes and hear it with my own ears. So going forward, how can I be a better man to you? And then when she says that, you will see that it changes the whole conversation. And when you focus on the future that no one has messed up yet, people are just less defensive. So add that to your conversations.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, the alley-oop has been released. Now it's time for us to slam dunk this conversation. Let me just start by telling you what it is today. The Black Man's Guide for Uplifting the Black Woman. A radio show roundtable centered around how brothers can begin to start celebrating, empowering, and lifting up black women. Get to your phone lines. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I don't know. It looks like a train wreck already. However, Corey Holcomb is, just walked in. You just going to walk in while we live. I love it, Corey. Hell, fuck it. So, Corey Holcomb is the inspiration for this topic. I can't believe it. He called me last week, last Monday. Like, I was on my way home, and Corey said, Corey was like, Zoe, we should do a show empowering sisters. I said, Corey, you okay? You all right? Corey said, yeah, man, we got to do something about empowering these lousy broads. But I was like, all right, I'm there. Let's do it.
He must have gotten lucky that night.
So let's let's do it this way. Let's ask a couple of questions. Really quickly, Jasmine is in the building. Melodiously Fly.
Yes,
Peace.
Lord.
Corey Holcomb is in the building. Ise Lyfe is in the building. Go get his book, Pistols and Prayers, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go get that right now, Amazon.com. Dr. G, Jeff Brown, director, producer. D, Channsin Berry is in the building. He directed, listen to this, Dark Girls. Bill Duke's movie, Dark Girl. He directed that. Bobby Glanton, Real Men Don't Give a Fuck. No, Real Men Don't Play is in the building. This show is about to go off the rails. So now that you know who's a part of the panel, let's get the questions. True or false? Every no good woman was made by a no good man.
False.
As quoted by the Honorable Mr. Farrakhan. We go keep going. Where there are no decent women, there are no decent men. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'm just going to keep going. And we can do true or false, yes or no. I'm going to throw it all to the panel. 855-878-4652. Don't play yourself. Tweet me right now with your questions, your rebukes, your rebuffs, your answers to these questions. I will regurgitate them on the air. What does the concept of black female empowerment mean to the modern day black man? 855-878-4652. I got questions. How can the mega male hip hop artist help in curtailing the music and the entertainment industry's objectification of the black woman? 855-878-4650. I don't know what y'all think about these questions. I hope they're rattling some cages. That's the purpose of them. What can men in general, as well as men of color, do to dissuade women from willingly, this is a tough one, willingly becoming the 20th century's version of Sarah Bartman?
Wow.
Right? A lot of women are willingly being in the parade or being in the circus. The circus today is the twerkus, right? That's the entertainment business, the twerkus, right? A lot of women are willingly participating in this. And if you're willingly objectifying yourself, then how can we willingly empower you? If you're disempowering yourself, 855-878-4652. Somebody get at me with these answers. What role? Oh, no, I won't ask that question. That's later. Okay, that's enough. Let's get to the whole get down. Everybody's in here ready to get busy. Dr. G,
I gotta throw something out there.
Set it up, Whitey Locks.
Well, I'm trying to blush so I can match the color on the panel.
Wrong.
You know what I mean?
That's not going to help you.
Wrong.
I'm gonna have to be visiting the planet Mercury to get that kind of color.
Yeah, you just need to be you.
There you go. Thank you.
All right.
I think one of the things that we need to do is we need to listen to each other to let the other person get stuff off their chest so they can think clearly. And a lot of times, women often they have a head of steam because they're frustrated. They're frustrated with our kids. They're frustrated with us. They're frustrated with their parents. They're managing all this stuff, and they got to get stuff off their chest to think clearly. And the point is, especially when they aim at us, we get defensive. We shove it back down their throat, but they can't think clearly, and that doesn't make them less than men. I mean, that's a special quality women have. I mean, women have a sixth, not sick, but a sixth sense. And I think if you listen to them, even when they're aiming it at you, and don't get so defensive, and you just drill in and say, get it all off so I can listen to it, what's going to happen is they will come down and they may listen to reason. Now, Corey Holcomb's going to shove this down my white man's throat, and so he's going to say that is the ignorant white man's statement.
Go ahead.
Go on.
Well, I really do think it's a ignorant white man statement. What you just said.
Well, just get it off your chest so you can think clearly, Corey.
I'm not saying like you're not supposed to listen to your woman. Of course, you're supposed to listen to her, but I think the main problem we have with the families that are put together for a couple of years now is men don't know how to choose wisely when they pick a woman.
Wow.
Because if you have a woman of substance around you, when she's talking, a lot of times you'll stop to hear what she got to say. But when you just got somebody who you got with because you like, you like fucking her, you like the way she look or whatever. When she talks, she becomes an irritant because if you tell the truth to her one day, you'll be like, the reason you around me is because I like to fuck you.
What?
Or I like to look at you.
Wow.
That's why men don't listen to the women they around because they don't got a woman of substance around them.
So do you think men pick women who are too stupid and women pick men who are too much fools?
Oh, go say more. Say more. What do you mean by that? Say more. Whitey
Well,
Locks.
people are stupid can be just boring. You can't listen to them. But people who are fools, they just keep doing the same thing over again. They never learn from their mistakes.
Wow.
And so I guess that's not just men. That's all of us.
I think there's a contending factor in there that becomes an issue between us where recently a sister I know, she was talking to me. She said, my sister's getting married. And I said, is the dude cool? And she said, yeah, he's got a good job. And And immediately the qualifier of him was if he had a good job. And then you hear brothers talking about, does she handle her business? Is she did it? And what we're circumventing when we do that is understanding. And I know it's only daunting and it's only a cliche because we don't address it. We only talk about it for decades. Is black folks, our relationships are coming up in a different climate. Mm-hmm. So your analysis is not ignorant, but it may be ignorant of the climate that black folks are dealing with when we engage to be in a relationship. So, for example, if I get in an argument with a sister and I leave, her daddy might have left, her brother might have got murdered, CPS might have came and took her kid. That we got real issues that very rarely are the things we arguing about the real issues because we deal with a dignity deficit. And I'll keep talking about this, that we're dealing with a dignity deficit. So when you call Zoe, chances are, I don't know you, brother, but chances are it was something in your life, and you're like, man, you know what, we should talk about this. And then you bring it to the brother as a resource. And I think that that's something that affects our relationships. It's the climate that our relationships are cultivated in.
First of all, I'm happy to be here with some folks that think, that look like me. The other thing is this. Not Doc. This is not,
What am I, chopped liver?
No, Doc.
I'm white meat chicken. Okay, go.
No. We men have damn near destroyed the two things that give us life. That is the planet and women.
Wow.
And until women are healed, we won't be healed as men. This is what I believe. In doing the documentary, Bill Duke and I, Dark Girls, getting the response from around the world about Dark Girls from the trailer itself before the movie came out, which was 8 months before the movie came out, we put a trailer out. In that 8 months, we hit 1.1 million people around the planet with the trailer. To get an email from a woman in Warsaw, Poland, who I know was not black, to get one from Germany, to get one from France, I knew that the movie had crossed over and it was dealing with women. So this is what I found out. It wasn't the skin color of a woman that made her dark wasn't the issue. It was what makes women dark is the lack of self-esteem. So when we talk about where we are in the environment as a people, you are so right. That needs to be taken into consideration because the dynamics have changed.
Fantastic. All right, when we come back, I will bring up the question: what power do women not have? Back in a moment.
Not a single mother, and yet you have in your career played a number of single mothers, very powerful single mothers, Boys in the Hood. Yeah. True. This movie, I can run 2 or 3 of them. What is there something that draws you to those characters?
Well, I was raised by a single mother.
Raised by a single mother.
Strong black mother. And as this character says in here, the one thing black women know how to do, and that's make it. Yeah. And that's what she did. She held us together. She, she pulled our coattail. She made sure we were where we're supposed to be when we're supposed to be. There were all kind of circumstances, vying for our attention and to take us down another path. But she was our staunch advocate with little, and next to nothing. So I applaud and I love and have such compassion and passion for single mothers or for any parent that's doing it. Because now with 2, I see, I appreciate having a partner.
So when you're playing a character like this, are you channeling your mother in any aspect of the character?
Sometimes, some scenes. Yeah. Some scenes. Oh yeah. That scene we just. We just showed there. I remember my mother, getting us straight. One thing she would say, what did she say? I'll fix your little red wagon. Oh, yeah. I mean, and you think, that seems like something really nice. I have a little red wagon, and she's going to fix it. What does that mean? But it was, the idea that, I will fix your little red
time, the type of cultural impact that The Cosby Show was having, and that Claire Huxtable in particular was having.
I don't think I appreciated it as fully as I do now. Because I was in the midst of working, And I was having such a good time doing it. I think it would have ruined the work had I been thinking in terms of the cultural impact that it was having.
Yeah.
I think the fact that I didn't focus on that probably served the work very well.
Absolutely. How do you think The Cosby Show compares to current sitcoms? I mean,
Oh, no comparison.
that's an honest answer.
I'm sorry, there just isn't. You know, okay, so I was in a class at Howard University, Greek literature in the Greek theater, okay?
Yeah.
And Dr. Frank Snowden was the professor. So he said to us one day, after we'd been studying the classics for a while, he said, okay, which do you prefer, drama or comedy? And I was, you know, a drama student. I said, I like the drama. I love the drama. He said, really? He said, well, Felicia, that's very interesting, you know. Drama appeals to the emotions. Comedy appeals to the intellect.
Wow. Really?
Really. So the difference between Mr. Cosby's humor and what you see a lot today, think about that, appeals to the intellect.
There's something missing in the girls of today. That special touch is fading a little more in every way. No longer are girls confident in their looks or their shapes. They now only have what society has to say. Yeah, I'm a bitch. If you put bad on the front end, I'm a 5-star, team darker, light skin. But when did it become fine to determine beauty on your shade? Hollywood has got them washed in everything that they say.
Wow. Well, you know, I like to put together little video medleys, you know, to talk about vignettes even, right? To talk about the subject. And again, we're back. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about how black men can empower black women, or how men can empower women in general, right? Corey wanted to say something regarding Brother Farrakhan's statement, the true or false. Well, I made it a true or false statement, but the statement that Farrakhan made was every no good woman was made by a no good man.
And I think when people hear that, they think about somebody that the woman was in a relationship with. But I agree with that statement. After I thought about it, when you first said it, I jumped back, but then I thought about it. I was like, yeah, I agree, because something that people don't like to say, because you can lose your job or be pushed into a bad spot in society when you say this, is Caucasian people have created a situation basically where the black family is almost impossible to maintain. And so, yeah, there is a man behind the bullshit, and in my opinion, it's the Caucasian man.
It's the man.
It's the Caucasian man.
It's Mr. Charlie.
They have created a society where women think that they are doing all right without a family structure. They think that it's okay, but it's not. If you really look at the results of society,
wow,
you can see it's devastating when you don't have the husband, the wife, and the kids.
So true or
in
false?
Most of the family.
Let me ask this question. I got to introduce our Skype guest really. True or false? Women prefer female power empowerment over male empowerment.
But it's a form of manipulation. It sounds good. The words female empowerment, it sounds like it's good.
How could that be true when women give birth to sons?
Go deeper. I don't want to. Wait. Let me get my guest on. Let me get a Twitter. Get at me at Zoe Williams. Answer that question for me. Do women prefer female empowerment over male empowerment, especially in this feminist movement kind of society? Are you down or not? Somebody hit me and let me know. Dr. Marcus Antonio Hill joins us, born and raised in Northeast Washington, D.C. Dr. Marcus Antonio Hill earned his doctorate at Howard University, prestigious HBCU. Dr. Hill is visiting assistant professor at Frostburg State University. Again, he joins us to weigh in on today's topic of how can men empower women. Welcome to the So What Morning Show, Dr. Marcus Antonio Hill. Speak to us, bruh.
All right, thank you so much for having me on this morning. I really appreciate the opportunity. Just to get straight into it, I gotta disagree kind of where the conversation is headed, because it's kind of putting the onus on black women when it comes to the conversation of female empowerment versus, black male empowerment. It's not on black women. It's not like black women are saying, I don't want a black man in my life. Personally, I've never dated a black woman that has come down on me or has said anything to the point of, yeah, I can do good without a black man in my life. If you look throughout history, black women are doing what they're doing because whether a black man is there or not, they still have to keep moving forward. They're not waiting on a black man to get his stuff together. They're like, if you got your stuff together, fine. But if you don't, I'm gonna keep on moving. It's been like that since throughout history. Look at the Great Migration during the late 1920s. Throughout history, black women have always said, I'm going to keep on moving, whether black men want to be there or not. It's up to us to get our stuff together and catch up to.
Brother, I really appreciate what you're saying right now. Can you give us 3 examples of black men getting their stuff together?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that one more time? My connection is a little funny.
No worries. I can say it again. I was just asking you to give us examples of black men getting their stuff together. Give us 3 examples of black men getting their stuff together.
Okay, 3 quick examples. One example could be, it seems as if every black man who has not gone to jail or does not have children, it seems like they think that they're a catch and that black women owe them everything because they haven't gone to jail, they got a degree, or they're doing well for themselves. So I think, number one, black men need to come down off of their pedestal and just acknowledge that you don't need a pat on your back just because you're doing what you're supposed to do. Number 2, I think we need to stop blaming black women for us being held back. It's not black women's fault that some of us are going to jail. It's not black women's fault that there are more black women who are entering education than black men. And it's not black women's fault that black men are falling behind in every single in every single demographic in this country right now. Finally, we need to actually look at the stats. Black men still continue to make more money than black women when you look at it all. Black women are at the bottom of every single totem pole in America right now. So I think black men need to kind of have a reality check about what's really going on.
Good stuff.
Okay.
Panel?
Hey, Doc, how you doing? I'm a little confused because it sounds like what you're telling me. And I understand you came from your own perspective with regard to never, ever dating any black women who said that they don't need any black men. That may lead the conversation to sound like those women don't exist. I assure you they do. Second, the prison industrial complex, all I'm saying is that there are holes in the earth that it sounds like this conversation is hopping around that are magnetic holes for black males to fall in. Like if you get off of the scholastic train, so to speak, there's a big old hole waiting for you and a boyfriend behind bars. All that's waiting on you. And I don't see that being represented in what you're saying. I'm at a loss, as a matter of fact.
Brother Channsin?
Professor, I do agree with some of what you had to say, but let me take you back a little bit to the reason why black women may be like they are today. If we go back to the time when we first arrived here as the African and put into slavery, would you agree with me when the family was separated and the language was taken away and the family was stripped of its village and the black man was let off, slave was let off and killed, and the only person left on the plantation to take care of everything was the black woman? Would you do you agree that it started there and that it's become a part of our DNA, possibly?
Okay. If I catch everything that you brothers are saying, I definitely do agree that conversation is a part of it. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Yeah. But I definitely agree that slavery is a part of the conversation. But I guess to get to each and every single point that both you brothers are raising, you talk about the industrial prison complex, and you talk about the black men who are behind bars. But if we look at the information about what's going on, black women are actually, when it comes to statistics, more black women are being locked up right now at a greater percentage than black men right now. And if we look at slavery and when the family was separated, black men, even during slavery, just as black women had to suffer sexual terrorism, there were black men who aligned themselves with white male thinking and also would attack black women inside those slave quarters. It's documented, it's out there. So just like that happened during slavery, it's happening now, where black men are starting to think that black women need to treat them the way that we have learned. That whole concept of manhood, I think, is very distorted of what we think a real man is. I think we need to change this conversation about what we think a real man is. And unfortunately, a real man in this country,
there you go, in this
means
country,
that you need to have a woman underneath you and submit to you. And that's not where, unfortunately, that's not how we need to operate in terms of black men and women.
Well, Professor,
but you know what though? Let me just say this. Doc. We appreciate your contribution to this conversation, and I don't see any need to change the conversation. I think your contribution is the change you seek. So instead of saying let's change the conversation, I just need you to continue to contribute to it. So we're gonna respect what you're saying. But I take a little offense to say, it's going the wrong way. It's going the right way, actually, because of what he's saying.
About black men.
Everything you said, Corey said everything you said was negative about black men. We'll deal with it when we come back.
No.
I don't think so, but we'll deal with it when we come back.
Okay,
hey, this is what we do. We trying to rattle cages to make you think differently, and I think the brother came in and brought some information that makes sense, and we'll deal with it when we come back.
All right, let's reverse engineer this.
Elijah Muhammad said to us, the nature of the woman is to equal herself up to God. She will strive always to be better. But if she got a no good man, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, there's no such thing as a no good woman. Every no good woman was made no good by a no good man. So the moment you lower a woman, you automatically lower the man. The moment you elevate the woman, you elevate the man. How is that so? I hear you. You rapping, calling your sisters bitches and hoes. And then when you get your award for degrading yourself and your people, I thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. The white man will give you an Academy Award for calling your women bitches and whores and glorifying pimp life. So you become a millionaire on degradation and you think that's all right.
Ooh, the minister.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, from the free throw line with a blindfold on.
When you need the truth red hot and right up front. It's gone.
Hey, we're not trying... you guys got to hear the conversation that's happening during the breaks. I mean, it's bananas and no one's here to record it. Jasmine is saying the men are too defensive. The men are saying, no, he didn't say shit. He didn't say nothing good about us. And brother, Dr. Marcus, we need you to come in here, man, and really summarize what you're saying to us today, because we really need, I think, clarity in our community. And I think this conversation is designed to produce that kind of clarity. Dr. Marcus, can you speak to us right now about your final thoughts and wrapping this up for us?
Okay, I guess my final thoughts would be, first of all, I definitely didn't mean anything by saying let's change the conversation. I don't mean the conversation that was at hand. But I guess I would say that just because a black woman is doing what she's supposed to do and is handling her business, or if a black woman says something, I don't know, feminist, as in I am woman, hear me roar, I don't think black men should take that as that means that you can't be a man as well. Like, you just step up and be a man and do what you need to do. But us black men, because I am one myself, we need to acknowledge that some of the things that we have fought for in our own community, when it comes to this fight against racism and all these other isms that are happening in this country, let's be honest, brothers who are on this panel, it always has been about black men trying to be acknowledged as men in this country. And we need to acknowledge that we have left black women behind in a lot of conversations. Don't get angry because black men are doing what they need to do or what they have been doing.
Man, that shit is so played out.
Yeah, that's kind of
Well, slavery, which is handling the family and the backbone of the black family.
So really quickly, Brother Marcus, because you're breaking up just a little bit, Dr. Marcus. Let me ask you this really quickly. Do you have a website? Do you have an email? Do you have a means of communication that our fans can connect with you on?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What is it, brother?
That website is MarcusAntonioHill.com. And also you can reach me on Twitter and Facebook if you want to get in contact with me.
All right, brother. We appreciate you for coming in and chiming in with very valuable information. Thank you so much. Thank you, man. We got to move very quickly. Let me say this before I introduce the next guest. The brother was right in context to assimilation. It's very difficult for African American men to assimilate into this society. This society, let's not trip. See, when you say get your shit together or get your stuff together, because we did a show about it, get your stuff together means it's just a catchphrase for assimilate. Get with the program. Mm-hmm. Getting with the program is anti-masculine. Please understand that. Most men want to carve and trailblaze their own way. They do not want to conform. Most men.
The alpha males.
Even in relationship, when a man, I'm gonna be honest, when a man is gung-ho about marriage, typically it's because he's done sown his royal, what is this the term?
Sold your royal
He's burnt out. I always tell women, if you got a dude that's hella up on some let's get married, he's a broken down Fiat. His masculine energy is broke down to a certain degree. And I'm talking about in general. I'm not speaking in absolutes because there's a tendency to want to go to the absolute argument and say not all men. I'm not saying all men. I'm saying alpha men don't want to just do that. That's something we have to come into the knowledge of.
We have to arrive there.
We have to arrive there. So let me do this. I got to introduce somebody really quickly. Tracy Twinkie Byrd. Tracy is a famed casting director of such films, TV shows as Sparkle, Black Nativity, Fruitville Station, Being Mary Jane, Zane's The Jump Off, Moesha, The Gabby Douglas Story, Stomp the Yard, Notorious. It goes on and on and on and on. Home Chick is a mover and a shaker in Hollywood, and she understands what it takes to be a strong woman, and she knows probably what it feels like to be empowered by a strong man. Let's get her on. Tracy Twinkie Byrd in the building. I know you've been listening. Holla at us with the truth about this topic. How can a black man empower a black woman? Speak on it, love.
Love your hair.
Peace. How's everybody?
All right.
I have been listening. I want to start with peace. Let's start with peace.
Start with peace.
Start with peace.
Please, and respect to all my brothers in the room and my sister.
Yes.
So first and foremost, I've been listening. And it's been awesome, the dialogue and the conversation that's been happening. And actually, I'm a part of the upcoming Light Girls conversation. So Dark Girls was one documentary, and now Mr. Duke is doing Light Girls. And I was interviewed for that. So shared a bit of my story. But I am empowered by black men all the time. My father, who's absolutely awesome and married to my mother for 53 years.
Wow.
And yes, I'm also learning that I'm becoming extinct. I'm a Cosby kid. I'm a Huxtable, and that can prove a dating challenge. But and my brother, Jeff Byrd, who's a director.
Shout out to Jeff.
Yes. So they empower me and inform me and teach me and share with me, and for that I'm incredibly thankful.
Wow. This is so awesome. It's good to hear a strong sister who is living in a centered space of her strength and not in a space where it's adversarial. She's like giving love to the brothers who are also strong. She's listening to the conversation and she respects where we're coming from. She doesn't necessarily have to agree with what we're saying, but she respects where we're coming from. Right. Jasmine, you have something to add on. I want you to talk about your concerns with regards to this conversation. You have issue. You took issue with a couple of things that were said. Please speak on it, and I want Tracy to chime in as well.
Well, I was just saying, just sometimes when we have these conversations, it's difficult for me, especially to interface with some black men, not all, because a lot of them get what I feel like is defensive, overly defensive, and they feel attacked. And I know that living in this society, living within white supremacy, I feel like a lot of black men are in this disposition to where they're always feeling attacked. So it's to the point to where you can't even give like basic constructive forms of criticism. And it's hard to really communicate with somebody that's always under the attack. You can't say, well, dang, well, could you put your shoes up? You're attacking me! You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's what the reaction feels like to me. And it's like, no, we're not attacking you. We love you. Let's talk about this. It's not all these conversations are going to be patting you on the head and saying, job well done. You have to start finding your need for validation comes from yourself.
And I agree with Jazz, and I also feel like there's something that I see in these conversations between black women and black men, where black men, we start to need what white men normally need in the racial conversation.
Wow.
So black men, like Zoe, Zoe, my brother, I respect Zoe, deep love for Zoe, but when the sister's speaking, and because she easy on the brothers in her conversation, we welcome that. Just like a white boy. When we want to talk about race and first we validate them and that we walk in Christ with him, then it's okay. But the minute you Farrakhan up on a white boy, the minute you assert dignity about a wrongdoing, they not comfortable. Now you're a reverse racist. And so what I saw, we received the academic brother as docile, and we receive the sisters as being angry or weak. And I think, I agree in the principle of just listening to where sisters are coming from, and it doesn't mean that it's almost like we afraid to let the conversation get too far because like we gonna explode. That's really our attitude. Like when I listen to sisters talk, we're afraid of her paragraph ending, and that's no.
Jeff Brown disagrees. Corey Holcomb disagrees. Jeff, Corey, then Tracy.
I'm about to fucking explode. Okay, first, let's address attack versus misrepresented. Okay, I don't know that the concept of being criticized heavily is a white male trait. I don't think anybody digs it. My point is that when you bring up the black male paradigm in this country and you only attack it from one angle and you don't go back to where it starts. You're very myopic about what is, and you go, okay, this is screwed up and all of y'all got something to do with this and we are all this. When you start with absolutes, I think that's what upsets brothers.
Corey and then Tracy.
I think the chaos started when you let the weak speak. And that's that dude from Howard or wherever he's from with the dreadlocks, because let me tell you something about that man. Zoe, you should make a clip and play back everything he said so that people could see how things started going south. He thinks he's better and he's doing right because he has an education. And a lot of them brothers who had that college education think they're doing, like he said, black men are not doing what they're supposed to do. He thinks he's doing what he's supposed to do because he has a college education. Wow. He's just a well-trained brother.
Tracy, take us to break.
Okay, I'm going to break it down from the top. From my sister, peace, sister, with love. Peace. It is. For me, I feel a lot of it has to do with communication.
Absolutely.
When you we miscommunicate with each other, and we have to understand how to communicate.
Look here, what you trying to say?
And how we feel our brothers communicate with us.
Right.
And we can't use words like have to and you need to and you must and listen to me, and there are a lot of conversations and dialogue that we should start out from a place of love. And in asking them, our job is to inspire change, not to make them do anything.
Wow.
It is to inspire. It is about us doing things, living our life like it's golden and shining on them. And then they want to shine because we're shining.
Tracy, you married.
But you know what's so amazing about what she's saying? This is the same conversation I will have with a teacher, right, who's teaching my children, I'll say, if you lack the ability to inspire my child,
wow,
you are not a good teacher.
Thank you.
And what most people fail to realize, in a capitalist society, we lose sight of the spiritual value of relationship.
Yes.
And teacher-student vacillates from moment to moment. Now, when that moment manifests where you're the student, you've got to humble out and take the lesson.
But don't that go back to what I said? That go back to what I said in the beginning. If you got a woman that's about something, when she talks, it's automatic. You stop. You listen to what she's saying because you know this is gonna help you most of the time when she's talking.
But when we come back,
when
we come back, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna go with Dr. G, we're gonna go with Tracy, and we're gonna go with Brother Channsin. And they're going to wrap some things for us because it's important for us to get this contextual understanding.
Yeah, I got some.
We'll be back!
Oh my God, how he has a rap career is beyond me. I don't get it. And he takes his shirt off. Oh my God, he looks like 50 pounds of chewed Tootsie Rolls with his...
All right. Now, you are in white fashion. You know white boys always leave the house like they're finna help somebody move.
Resist and defend the horrible hoes. There are some horrible people. And what you need to do is start policing your own. Today's subject is about empowering black women. I can only empower one. That is my daughter. That is where the ball has been dropped. I wish I could say that I directly empower my wife. I do not. She came with her own fully charged batteries when I met her. I'm not quite sure what power women don't have. I think what the issue is empowering is the wrong word. It's about redirecting. It is about making them understand that they have all the power and that a great many of them are misusing it. Something I really like to say, and I'm catching a little heat in here today about it, is that these horrible women that we are talking about, these women we refer to as bitches and hoes, exist. They exist. There's not as many as we're making it. It's only 3 of them. There's only 3 of them. But these bitches are really busy. They are keying up all the cars. They are buying all the Louboutin shoes with abortion money. All of them. Now, in my opinion, to help the black woman out, it is y'all that need to find a way to round up and control these 3 horrible bitches because they are very, very busy, and they are screwing up the rest of you. Now, my other question is, why do queens, eloquent, well-spoken, good to look at, excuse my flaming heterosexuality and my pure core need to be with black women, excuse that. Why is it that the queens circle the wagons around horrible hoes? Like wow. Who? What? No, I've never heard of them. No. Why do you put these girls in these videos? Because goddamn it, they show up. That's why. So fathers out there, if you have an issue with women, start with your damn daughter. We got to throw these older ones, ain't no hope. If your grandmama down at the club, ain't no hope for her. I'd start with the kids.
So let me just say this.
I don't know.
You know what? Ise Lyfe has written an article, right, for the Huffington Post. And listen, it really resembles my man Jeff Brown's rant. It does. Here. Will bad bitch at Instagram 2014 to 2012 fit on a resume?
2020.
Right? Or to 2020, right? 2014 to 2020 fit on a resume. And I think that's interesting because sisters are responsible and should be held accountable for the game they're willing to play. Right? So I think that's what Jeff is saying, and I think that's what your article is saying, and I think, let me just give this, and then I'm going to go to Tracy really quickly. Disempowered men or women can't empower anyone.
Could I speak as a black man?
I don't think so, but you could try. You could try.
Let's hear how this goes.
No more than my son can be Spider-Man.
I'm saying this to Tracy, but I'm also saying to Jasmine, because I can see the expression in her face that she's not the happiest camper with this conversation. I can see she's just saying.
She never is. That's why we always invite her.
Yeah. So
well, besides the fact that she's fine.
Wait. So this is
man, she pretty.
Wait. So this is token white guy to token woman. Okay, token black woman. But
damn.
But tell me if you think this guy.
Seriously. It was accurate. Where is my knife?
We got to kill Dr. G in here today.
I'm trying to think of if I was one of you guys, what am I so angry about? And something that I don't think you women, you black women don't understand. We will never assimilate into a society that's afraid of us and denies that they're afraid of us. You don't face that. They are afraid of us, and the reason that the white society is afraid of us is because they project all their anger and paranoia on us. And so in order to justify whatever their nervousness is, they will always see us as scary, and you don't deal with that. And and I will tell you, when you are treated that way, and you don't have any chance of being valued by the white society, and you don't have any chance of being valued by women, what we are here saying is, well, you may not value me or respect me, but you will listen to me, and it's so much out of frustration that we just can't get to first base.
And then, too, it also negates my experiences, because I hear this often: my experience is worse than yours. My pain is worse than yours. Well, that's what it sounds like, because it's, well, you don't know what it feels like to be a black man, and you don't know. Well, this is how I'm interpreting it, though.
There you go.
But I think that's how you're interpreting it. I think the doctor hit it. Wait, everyone.
You don't frighten people the way we
I do frighten people.
Hold on.
I do
Start
frighten
bringing
people.
my gun to work.
Hold on.
I do frighten people. I grew up in Colorado.
Hold on.
My family integrated our block.
Hold on.
Wow.
Hold on.
We need you to have a thought and hold it. Now, go ahead.
Wait, hold on.
Sorry.
I think the doc hit it on the head.
No, you don't get anything. You don't know
I
me.
think the doc hit it on the head, and it was very clear. When your woman is demanding you get your shit together in a society that views you as the enemy, that's kind of tough. At every turn.
And has
But
put
I'm
your
not
shit
saying
behind the
assimilate.
wall.
I'm not. Well, first off, let's clear this up. I'm not interested in assimilation. And why do you assume that when he said "get your shit together," it meant assimilate into white supremacy?
Here's why.
Maybe. Hold up.
I thought you wanted that answer.
Wait a minute.
Did you want that answer?
If you're not talking in
Let me
absolute,
finish,
it's just
because
all
when I think about
imaginary.
it, I think because first off, it's about listening. And like I said, I get into these rooms with brothers, y'all not even listening. Everybody's talking over me. Exactly.
What did I not
That's
hear?
the whole point.
So let me do this.
What did I not
But
hear?
the whole
Hey,
thing is
hold on,
this.
Jeff.
Maybe it's
Hold
about
on.
building your own paradigm, because if you're complaining, oh, black women are running to the white man for all these resources, build something that we can run to.
Wow.
That's the reason
That's
people
good.
don't listen to
Build,
it.
build a paradigm.
That's
when
good.
I'm saying empower yourself, I'm not saying assimilate. I myself, I don't want to assimilate into white culture. That's why I don't wear weave. That's why my hair is natural.
It's not assimilation. We can't get from -3 back to 0. We make it to -1. You don't know what it's like to live with no chance of making it to 0, and that's part of the
I
frustration.
do know what that's like. And you don't know what it's like to also listen to the pain that a lot of black women feel in white supremacy too. It affects us, maybe not in the same way, but I feel like the pain is equal.
Right.
Because I have to deal with your absence, and that's difficult, and that hurts. And then the disproportionate,
Hold on,
the
guys.
fact that there's so many brothers locked up that sisters my age are having problems dating and finding men to marry and things like that, and no one cares about that disparity that's there.
Okay, so listen, hold
and how
on.
are we supposed to fix that?
Hold on.
Polygamy?
Tracy, where are you?
Yes.
Speak to this, Tracy. We need
Wow.
your calming, beautiful energy
I'm
to just
And sis,
turn it
with all
around.
due respect and love in my heart, if you're open to hearing and understanding, just listen to what he said, the doctor. I agree. If a black man is telling you you don't understand, help me understand, brother. Help me understand,
That's
King.
good.
Help me understand. Just help me understand. But you cannot fight them on, well, my pain is as big as your pain. No, wait, he's going to ask you about your pain as soon as he's done with his pain. Just
But it's
let
the
him,
setup, though.
allow
But
him
the
to empty himself. When he walks in the door as the king of the household, the head of the household, let him empty, because he will ask. But as soon as he's finished, as soon as he's through with, this is what I fought, this is what I brought back, this is what I killed, this is what I
what I brought home for you to cook. This is what, all of those things. And yes, we have careers too. And yes, but still, the man is the head of the household. Without the man, there is no family. Without the black man, there is no black family.
Wow.
Without the black man, there is no black family.
Tracy, are you married?
We have to
Right.
understand
Are
that.
you married?
I learned this lesson 3 years
Hold on,
ago,
hold
and
on.
I've been in therapy for it ever since a breakup with a beautiful black man. And
Mm.
now I have the lesson, and I'm trying to share it with my sisters because it's how we talk to them, it is how we listen to them that is the issue. It is
Wow.
the problem.
All right,
and
so
if
listen.
If we don't learn how to love is patient, love is kind, love is compassionate, if we don't relearn how to be that way, we will continue to be alone.
She is, wait, hold on. Tracy is dropping bombs. So hold tight. Everybody, I know this is passionate. Bobby is in the building. My Uncle Bobby needs to speak. Then Corey has a question to ask Tracy. Then we're going to break. We're coming back with Ise Lyfe.
I was going to speak on the sister who's still standing very tall on behalf of all black people in general, Medgar Evers' wife, Merle Evers. But then this sister interjected and gave me hope for the present, because Sister Evers is on the back end of her journey, because she has touched on some things, Sister Twinkie, or whatever her name is.
Tracy Twinkie Byrd. Get it right, Bobby.
I'm working at that. But what she said is really important, because we need models of possibility. We have to have folks that have worked this thing out, as opposed to all of these diverging opinions that we have that seem to be pulling us away from where it is we're trying to go. Because the bottom line is this: a man evolves based upon his total experience, his drive, ambition. There's a whole lot of things that go into that picture. And there's no one prototypical man. There's no one prototypical woman. But it's what you want to be that's really important. And as long as I want to be a man, I can't be around a woman that's trying to challenge my manhood. And vice versa, you know, and you got to be comfortable in the skin you're in.
You always
don't ever
feel
try
challenged.
to be, no, don't ever try to be big.
So listen, we're about to take a quick break. When we come back,
No one can challenge
when we come
It's
back,
there.
we gotta take, yes. Corey
Props to
Holcomb,
you, Sister Tracy.
Sister Tracy, Twinkie Byrd is in the building. When we come back, Corey Holcomb wants to ask a question to you, Tracy, so hold tight. Today's topic: how do black men learn how to empower the sisters? We will continue with more questions in the panel.
I want to find out if she
We'll be
married.
back.
One day, while riding back to my school, I took a seat in the ladies' coach of the train as usual. When the train started and the conductor came along to collect tickets, he took my ticket, then handed it back to me and told me I would have to go in the other car. I refused, saying that the forward car was a smoker. And as I was in the ladies' car, I proposed to stay. He tried to drag me out of the seat, but the moment he caught hold of my arm, I fastened my teeth in the back of his hand.
She fought. I had to bring in, I believe, 2 other conductors. And they physically took her off of that train. And when she's thrown off the train, even more humiliating is that the rest of the white passengers applaud.
Despair gave way to fury. Wells wrote articles about her case that were published by the local papers, and then by the leading black newspapers throughout the country.
She had to tell that story basically herself. She saw what that would do. There were a lot of black newspapers beginning to emerge, and a lot of them had been created by churches and by black religious organizations. The black church, of course, was independent. The black church didn't have to answer to any great degree to white owners.
Malcolm was a good man. Now, if you don't think so, obviously you've been hearing something that you should not have been hearing. Malcolm went into that movement out of prison with 4 mosques made up of senior citizens. And before he was expelled from that movement, there was a mosque in every major city in the United States and outside of the United States. For God's sake, don't take away his work and his legacy. He spent time away from his family that should have been with his family. And now, don't reduce his work to nothing.
I didn't know at the time, I didn't live in the global community, but I had a vision of that I would be living in a global village. I knew I had to be prepared to be comfortable anywhere in the world. That was what my goal was. So these young people are being prepared differently than I was because they live in a different time. But the most important thing they have to decide is not just to get an education and to be selfish about it, but that they must prepare themselves to give back and to make a difference in the world. We have to create what my husband called the beloved community. If we are to survive, we have to learn how to solve our problems and resolve our conflicts in a nonviolent manner. And so I think it's important for them to realize that they have a personal responsibility, each one of them.
Wow.
I mean, it's a powerful show. I mean, Corey, I love Corey Holcomb. That's the homie. And I love him for bringing this topic to me, right? And the reason being is because, like, I lose sleep, developing content for this show. I lose sleep. I literally am up 3, 4 in the morning, watching videos, reading, developing questions, because I want to be a part of the solution. Like, seriously, I want this show, this platform, to be a part of the solution. No disrespect to any other YouTubers and those kind of people out there who feel like they having these kind of conversations and debates and discussions. No disrespect. But I feel like it's too much acrimony, right? I think it's too much judgment and condescension from both sides. So I try to build a panel of people because I want us to be able to touch the souls of the people we're trying to talk to. Not with our hurt, but with our objectivity. Right? If we come to the problem with an objective mind, right, instead of a subjective one, because as long as we're subjective, it'll be about our experience and our pain. And you understand what I'm saying? So for me, I want to develop this kind of content so we can touch people in an objective way to say, yeah, I know what you're going through. However, here are some alternatives in terms of how we interface.
But I imagine we might be dealing with a certain level of confusion. So the context of the show today was, how do black men empower black women? And what the conversation has turned to is, how can black men be most comfortable? How can black men feel supported? And so I don't disagree with a lot of the conversation. I think it may just conflict with the context. Okay. I've been listening to Sister talk here, and she's taken over a very little part of the conversation. And she's been playfully, because we love each other, so she's been playfully kind of disrespected, in not a visceral way, but just in a playful way. The conversations, we tend to not be able to keep an aggressive or a sexual nature out of our dialogue, even though it's mumbled. But Sister's sitting here exposed to that the whole time. So I think this is reflective of a larger thing that goes on with us in the world, where, though, brothers, we say, and we intend, it's our intention. But again, because we are caught in a dignity deficit, our conversations, the few moments where we get a power base in a conversation, drift off of the nature of how this conversation. I heard you talking about count how many positive things did the brothers say. You said the same thing. Well, I would challenge us to count how much of our conversation has really been about empowering sisters.
Okay. Can I bring it back up on the road?
Yeah.
I'll bring it back. Okay, here's what...
Back up on the road. And then Corey.
Okay. Here's what I think we're missing. We're missing the fortitude of our forefathers who said, it's not about us. We're going to sacrifice our generation. It's about the people who come next. The children come next. I, for one, will look for empowered sisters like this one, like the one I'm married to, the ones that I find, and I will work with them to fix children. To me, we got to learn to let some folk go. It's some folks you ain't gonna fix. It's some people that you cannot reach. And what happens is we get into these conversations like we can fix everybody, and we can't. I'm aiming at kids. If you pass a certain age and you think it's okay to act like 22-year-olds, screw you. I'm not dealing with you. I'm not.
Okay, hey, I just want to say this. Zoe, I really think you should study this show and what has been said today.
There it came loose.
Who said what? Because there's a lot of people who play victim and point fingers. The stuff that I remember, I ask questions, and when I do have an opinion, a lot of times I'm smiling because it's a joke. But when I asked you the question during the break about what did the sister say, because you didn't answer it, now I'm on the spot because I wanted to write it down because she said some positive stuff, and because I was powerful stuff. So I'm like, man, did I miss something? That's why I asked you, because I deal more like on a straight up level, because I missed all the positive stuff she said. So the powerful stuff she said
again.
So can you tell me what she said that was powerful, or do you want to
not the
study?
And we're talking about her like she's not here right now.
See, exactly,
right.
And that's part of the disrespect.
So, but you see how the thing is being pointed, and my mama was brought up, and all that.
But I asked you because your issue is obviously something deeper. It's deeper. It's something real deep going on with him.
So let me answer the question.
And like we can't psychoanalyze Corey
so wait, let me
every
answer the
time
question.
he comes to the show,
That's
because I feel like he's projecting his own issues with women onto every woman who walks up in here.
So
he's
Jasmine,
condescending and
Jasmine,
he's a hypocrite. He's not genuine.
So Jasmine,
it's just not genuine, and so I'm calling that out. I don't see
I answer the
anything
question?
genuine coming from him.
So let me answer the question. So let me answer the question. Let me answer the question. When Corey asked me, what you said, he said you didn't say anything that was positive, and I said.
I asked you, what did she say? I didn't say she didn't. I said maybe I missed it.
And I said she said something that was powerful. Now I'm gonna allow you guys to take us off the topic so I can answer this question.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna answer it. I said what she said was powerful because it served as a bridge for Tracy to say what she said. Because I believe if she doesn't say what she says, Tracy does not have the opportunity to elucidate on the many powerful things she said. So what she said, what Jasmine said, was useful and powerful.
So I get it now, because like what Donald
Sterling
said.
Why does he feel like he has the power to? Yeah. Why does he feel like he has the power to assert what's worthwhile on me? Like he's like, well, I can tell you what's worthy. This is what you say that's worthy, and this is what you say that's not worthy.
So this is what I'm going to do.
I don't get that. Like,
I was going to try to talk,
who gives
but
you that
keep
power?
talking over me like we're at the crib.
Let me do this. Let me do this. I want to rap Twinkie, right? Yeah. I want to rap Tracy, Twinkie, Byrd. First off, I want to thank her for her energy, for her information, for her power,
for her tone,
for her tone.
Is she married?
Can we rap her? Hey, let's rap. Can we rap?
All right.
Yes,
thank you.
We can rap.
Hi, Tracy.
Hi.
We love you. Jesus.
Yes.
Your energy was so powerful.
Fantastic.
And respect them.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Yes. Where can people connect with you? Can we follow you on Twitter? Can we connect in some kind of way?
You can follow me on Twitter at Twinkie_Byrd, BYRD. And I'm on Instagram as well, and I have a fan page for upcoming actors and established actors and actresses.
And you know what else I need from you? You know what else I need from you?
Yes.
I just need a couple of more powerful things that come from your soul that can add to this conversation, because every time you speak, it really just changes the energy of the whole get down.
Well, I appreciate that, because that's been 3 years of work on me, and I continue to use my tools and to practice and work on me.
Wow.
So I can say to the sister, what gives him the power, sis? He's the man. That's what gives him the power. So just relax in that. Because when a man fights for you, you don't need to fight for yourself. You're good. You're good. When the king's got it, the whole kingdom's got it. So I'm looking forward to my king and our kingdom. I'm looking forward to that. So no, I'm not married yet, but I will be.
I gotta go.
Wow.
And I'm looking forward
I got some suitors, girl. I got some great guys. They're great. They're positive. They black. They vegetarian.
I'm excited.
They pop lock.
They pop lock. They wear old sneakers. They don't sag. They don't dress like young dudes.
May I share one more thing?
Yes, yes,
Is
love.
that possible? Okay. I feel, and I wrote this down just so that I can be clear, I feel the word strong has been misused and misunderstood. Strength is not defined as mean, cruel, or know-it-all. Strength can be very quiet and very still.
Wow.
So,
Tracy.
be strong, be quiet, and be still.
We love you, Tracy.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. We about to take a quick break.
She
We'll
got
be
to
back.
come back.
Holla! Hey, let that beat ride a little
Let
bit.
it ride.
Jeez.
Let it play. Every night.
No,
Every day.
don't do it. Don't. You about to
Don't
rap?
put down on my phone call.
You about to rap?
Oh my God.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hit it.
Just feel it,
As
Jeff.
we hear it, as we feel it, as we try to conceal it,
Don't
as
do
we
it.
try to reveal
It's
it,
coming off the tracks.
it comes out on its own. I'm your king. I'm your man. I'm not your enemy. Understand. All I want is for us to be together forever, to ride off into the sunset together. But what you seem to think,
Go ahead.
as you drink your drink of society's pink lemonade that fades your thinker into the shade, that I want to destroy you, and I don't. I want to have babies with you. I want to live, but you won't. Let me be that dude that I'm supposed to be. The dude at the front.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay.
God damn it.
It was all right
Ritter
for a second,
rapper, Jeff Brown.
It was all right for a second.
So listen. So they'll play it on BET. Damn, Corey. So Corey had something to say, and then we have another guest to introduce really quickly. Corey, what was your point?
Just back off the points you said about what she said, alley-ooped into one thing. So is that sort of like how Donald Sterling said what he said? Is what he what
And
what
was
Donald
the
Sterling,
catalyst.
Was that powerful? Was that powerful what Donald Sterling said when he was being recorded without knowing?
I think it was very powerful because it was the catalyst for this huge conversation about race in America. And I also believe because of what Donald Sterling said and how it got out, there was a grand opportunity created from it that I personally believe we missed.
Oh, of course.
We fumbled on the opportunity that was created
We enjoy
from
fumbling.
leaking that information. Even Dr. G said, this is a grand opportunity for us here.
And also, just I'm gonna leave it alone after this. So when the little crackhead play in the street all the time and get hit by a car, that's powerful too because people can alley-oop off that and learn how you're not supposed to play in the street, right?
Absolutely.
Crack. Yeah, okay,
And
I
not
get
smoke
it.
crack.
That's proof you can make a good out of bad with anything.
And that's really the spirituality of all situations. Now,
But it wasn't bad.
we've got to bring in. We have to bring in a special guest really quickly. Her name is Aleesha. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Aleesha Word. She is an emotional intelligence coach in Atlanta, GA. She is the founder of Chapter 2 Coaching for Men and an editor at the Good Men Project digital magazine. Aleesha, welcome to the So What Morning Show. We need your instruction. Please speak to us.
You all are just phenomenal. The passion in that room is just unreal. I applaud each and every one of you.
Thank you, sister.
I've been watching, and I'm telling you, I've been ready to jump out of my seat the entire time.
Thank you so much. We need help. We need tips. How can brothers empower sisters and vice versa now?
Well, what I want to say is that, you know, when we get into these types of conversations, we have a tendency, all of us, to act off of emotion without the benefit of intellect. And if we utilized our intellectual mind with the same passion that we use our emotional mind, the state of Black America in itself would be changed exponentially.
Wow. I love it.
So with that said, what I say is we need to pour into one another. The world is full of givers and takers, and all of us are givers and takers. But what happens is the issue becomes a problem when the takers don't give back, and the givers only expect to receive a bunch of garbage, because we will take anything that is given to us until we learn to love self. So as far as empowering women is concerned, we have to understand our significance in this world and empower ourselves before we can empower anyone.
Wow. Good stuff. So you're basically telling me that empowerment of others, the ability to empower others, is directly related to one's knowledge of himself. Is that what you're telling me, both men and women?
Absolutely. How can you feed me if you don't have any food?
Wow. That's why she on the show, Doc.
Wow.
Doc, do you have tips to build on to what Aleesha is saying?
I think a tip would be to ask the woman in your life, what do I need to do differently so that you are proud to be with me, as opposed to feeling you got stuck with me? And just listen to what she says. And then, but the key is get her to be specific. It shouldn't just be a general abstract thing. But I think, isn't that what we want? In fact, when I ask people, would you rather enjoy the other person or feel enjoyed by them? Most people say, I'd rather put a smile on their face than that they put a smile on my face.
That's someone who really cares about you.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Most people, I think, care is a rare commodity. In my opinion.
Well, I think what she's saying is it's inside us, but when we're reacting so strongly, we can't find it.
We can't connect to it. Yeah, good stuff. Corey, you got empowerment tips. How would you empower a woman, Corey?
I think you empower. I think you empower a woman when you allow her to be in your space. Now, listen. When you allow a woman in your space for frivolous reasons, you are destroying your future. That's why I say you shouldn't let anybody be around you. When a woman is around you and she gets to know you, she should be able to realize that, okay, he don't just have anybody around him. That's how he empowers her, because she notices that it's a privilege to be up under me like this, because I see something in you that's big. You know what I mean? That's how you empower a woman, because that's the woman that you'll build your family with. That's the woman that you'll grow with, and your generation will be brought up in a situation where they see positive stuff because you got a positive woman around you. So that's what I would say to all the brothers. If you want to empower the women, only be around the one. Or it depends on your religion or your money.
You'll get down.
Right, your money amount. The ones that you can see a true future with.
Channsin,
that's how you empower.
Channsin, I need tips. Bobby, I need tips too.
I don't even know where to start with this one.
I've been watching you, bro.
I know.
Swear,
He told me he was just taking in the energy.
He got the countenance of Noel Jones.
I just don't know where to start. But I mean, it's like how I empower a woman is loving myself first and understanding what my purpose on the planet is first as a man. When I understand that, then I can only empower her. But she has to do the same thing too, at the same time. Loving herself, understanding what her purpose is on the planet as a human being, not as a woman, but as a human being first. That's the thing we've missed, is that we've broken this thing up to man and woman, black and white, Latino, but we haven't even got to the point of we understand each other as human beings.
The human condition.
And that's where I want to start.
So you're saying that when people figure out what they could do and what they're meant to do, and they take that in, it kind of calms them down, and then they can relate more fully to other people, and when they don't have that, they can't.
Yeah, but the only thing, Doc, I would take out the word could.
And replace it with what?
Will or won't.
I want that said, yes. Bobby?
I think the best thing I can do to empower a woman is to be consistent in my presentation of who I am, because I don't want a woman to ever be confused about why I care about her, what she can do for me. I think the most important thing I can do to empower a woman is clarity.
Wow.
I love it.
Yes, sir.
Holy
Yes,
mother
sir.
of God.
Yo. Ise Lyfe, give me yours, and then Jeff.
I believe if we're talking about this conversation in the context of black people, that it's important that individuals have an understanding that you're a divine human being with an African face. And I believe in leading with the humanity piece. I also think that I was just thinking about this morning, unrelated to this, that most of the things that we ask for, we are not emotionally mature enough to really receive. And so the first step is to really focusing on you having an emotional maturity. And I think often we are emotional toddlers. We do the same thing toddlers do when we have a feeling. We hit, we yell, we
petulant
run, we cry.
children.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And so those would be the tips that I offer. And then and lastly, be willing to, if both parties walk away from each other, it's still all good. I see often with us where everything is all good, but then
Until
when there's
it ain't.
an issue,
right,
we have vile things to say about the person. That reverberates in our community. So those would be the
in other words, forgiveness is a religion. Unforgiveness is a religion in our community.
Yes. And someone told me once, forgiveness is giving up on the hope of a better past.
Ooh, wow.
That real forgiveness is understanding that you can't change that, but you can move forward. Those would be my tips.
Aleesha, please give me 2 or 3 emotional intelligence raising tips right now. We need an emotional boost right now. We need our IQ, our emotional IQ, to go up a couple of notches right now. Please give us a couple of tips before we go to break.
Well, one thing I can say is that we cannot love nor empower one another in a language that others don't speak.
Ooh.
So with that, we have to embrace the language that men speak. Men have to embrace the language that women speak. We will never understand each other's struggle because we don't walk in the same struggle every day, but we can embrace it. We can love each other, and we can respect one another. And when you begin to do that, you learn about self, and then you learn how to respect and accept other people, and that is the beginning of your growth in emotional intelligence.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, the So What Morning Show is off the tracks right now. I'm loving it. It's important that we have these conversations, and guess what? They're not always going to be neat. They're going to be a little messy. That's just what it is if we're keeping it real. I wouldn't want it any other way, right? I want it to be a little messy. So with that said, we got to take a quick break, and when I come back, Zoe Williams' final thought. We're going to sum it up. I'll be back in 2.2. Deuces! Ladies and gentlemen, So What Morning Show back in the building. Very heated topic, very passionate. Where's my video? I have a video that we put together because let me just say I love sisters. I love sisters, all shapes and sizes. I love sisters. And I'm going to say again, disempowered men and women can't empower each other. Ise Lyfe spoke of a dignity deficit. I think we got to get past that. I think we need an understanding that our relationship's religion has to become respect. Respect has to become the religion of relationship, right? Instead of Allah and Islam and Jesus, we need to make respect the religion of relationship. With that said, my tips to for men to empower sisters. We need to support, encourage, and motivate their careers, right? And their expansion in education. But also, I believe we need to support, motivate, and inspire them to look deeper on a spiritual level. I believe in capitalist America, the spiritual aspect of relationship is dying, right? It's all business. It's all equity theory. You bring what I bring equally. It's all investment like bank accounts, right? So I think once we get connected back to that spiritual thing, we'll be a little bit stronger. And I think, like Jeff said, it's about raising the girls. Sometimes the older women are already gone. They locked into their belief systems, and we're not going to be able to change them. So I have a 14-year-old daughter getting ready to go to the 9th grade. I'm telling her every day, your virginity is equal to your divinity. Give it to a God if you're going to give it away. And how do you know what a God is, young girl? Connect to your intuition. I believe that the sisters of today have connected so deeply to the societal standards, the sociological benchmarks of what is a good man, that they're totally disconnected from their intuition. And I find that it's atrophied to the degree that it's just a faint voice in the background that they choose to ignore. That voice is always saying, not him, not this situation, not now, right? But you're pushing it away because he lines up socially for what you want, right? This is why I always tell sisters, don't date your ideas, especially ones that haven't been challenged, right? You challenge them via experience, right? You challenged, experience is hindsight, right? That's hindsight because you went through it and now you can look back and go, that's my experience. But someone who's been through it before you, that's not hindsight anymore, that's insight. That's what Big Mama give you. Big Mama give you insight because she's already been on the road that you just embarked upon, right? So these are the things that I tell my daughter. We must raise young girls into divine womanhood by understanding that one of the main reasons or one of the main purposes for intimate relationship is about the revelation of self-knowledge. It's not a fantasy. You're not getting in a relationship to be princess whoever, right? Walt Disney. You have to get those he gonna save me concepts out of your mind. And now sisters of today, Renaissance women, have to now locate a new currency for men to be able to provide. Because the old currency of protection and money, you got that now. With your good education, and education is only gonna get better, right? You can buy a safe neighborhood. You can buy, you don't need your man to go outside and break your engine down anymore, right? You can buy a lot of things that we used to provide for you. So now you're gonna have to recontextualize what is a relationship currency. Intimacy, right? His ability to see into you intimately. Empathy, his ability to be able to put himself in your shoes and understand who you are as a person. These are all currencies now that are going to take precedent over provision, right? Over money, over he gonna slay the hog. Ain't no more slaying the hog. You're the number one educated and we're talking about enrolled in college. Number one is sisters over everybody. That means you have a greater chance than anybody to integrate into the economic society. So you don't necessarily need a lot of help in terms of he got to provide for me. And I'm not saying you shouldn't seek that. I'm not saying we don't live in an economy that says 2 incomes aren't better than 1. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is back in the day, you had to go to his crib. He had to go get a crib if he wanted to be with you. It ain't like that no more. It's your crib now. Am I lying? It's your crib. So we have to empower women by backing them up on whatever they're becoming, right? But at the same time, not losing sight of what makes us meaningful to them. The only way to do that is to be in love with us from the jump. First off, men don't love who they are. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Men don't love who they are. You know what that means? We don't love ourselves unless we fitting a stereotypical role in your life. Unless I can protect you, unless I can do. First off, I'm a God right off the top. And as long as I'm connected with my self-power, my self-knowledge, and my ability to create what I want in life, I'm going to attract a woman who loves that about me. But if I can only pull you because of what I do, I'm not what I do. What I do is something I do. It's not who I am. Most men are defined by what we do and that effect on women. Oh, he's this, he's that. Oh, that's why I like him. No. Once men connect to who we really are and our internal power, then women will fall in line. Without fight, without force, without none of that. So with that said, those are my final thoughts. I appreciate everyone's contribution. Please, everybody, really quickly, tell me where you're going to be, starting with Jasmine. Jasmine, where can I get your music?
Melodious Fly. Just Google Melodious Fly. I have an EP, acoustic album online for sale. Get it. I bought it. It's great.
Corey, where you at next?
We're going to be at the Great Western Forum doing a show this Friday. Me, Mike Abs, D-Ray. This shit gonna be off the hook.
All right.
And I will be talking about them bitches.
Hey, Ise Lyfe.
Ise Lyfe. Follow me on Twitter at ISELYFE. My record, Slave Revolt, comes out October 27th.
Right.
Damn, there it is. Dr. G.
Just go to markgoulston.com, markgoulston.com.
Jeff Brown.
Go to Jeff Brown. Look me up on iTunes. Get Jeff Brown, Wrong Ass Shit, the comedy album. Get ringtones and a soon one-man show directed by Ise Lyfe.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
It's about Real Men Don't Play. www.realmendon'tplay.com. Holla at me.
You can find me on Facebook, D. Channsin Berry on Facebook. Just to hit me up and we're going to talk, and everything about me and what I'm about to do with the 2 next documentaries are there.
Hey, Dr. Parker, we really we're very sorry that we missed you. We wanted to get you on, but time was short. We appreciate everybody for reaching out. Follow Zoe Williams at Zoe Williams on Twitter, at Mr. Zowhat on Instagram. Again, we're not here to answer all the questions, but we are here to rattle your cages so you can think about it and take the conversation even further. Please continue to support Zoe Williams at IamZoeWilliams.com. Get my book. And please go by blackmastery.com. I appreciate you all. See you next week with another heater. Thanks, Corey, for this topic. Oh!